Welcome to Screen Hollywood, the home of movie news and entertainment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome back to Screen Hollywood. I'm your host, Adam. If you're new here, join the Hollywood family and hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and hype button, and bookmark and subscribe to our news publication at screenhollywood.com. Last year, Dexter Resurrection did the impossible. It came back from the dead, washed away the unforgivable sins of the New Blood finale, and delivered a season of television that was thrilling, shocking, and a glorious return to form for our favorite serial killer. The first season was a massive, undeniable hit. It was a high-octane ride filled with A-list guest stars, shocking twists, and a brilliant new direction for the franchise. Since the finale, the question on every fan's mind has been, how can they possibly top that? Well, folks, today we have our answer. The release window for Season 2 has been revealed, and more importantly, they have just cast a new nemesis for Dexter. A villain so perfectly cast, so legendary in his own right, that it signals a season of television that could rival the very best of the original series. So today, we are going to break down this monumental casting news, explore why this actor is the perfect, terrifying choice, and dive deep into what this means for what is being hyped as the most intense and thrilling season of Dexter yet. Let's get the quick but exciting news out of the way first. According to a report from DexterDaily.com, the long wait is getting a little shorter. We now have an official release window for Season 2. Mark your calendars because The Dark Passenger is set to return in October 2026. I know that still feels like a long way away, but for most fans, October can't come fast enough. But that is not the big story. The real bombshell, the news that has sent a shockwave of pure hype through the fan base, comes from comicbookmovie.com. They have confirmed the casting for the main antagonist of Season 2. Get ready for this, folks, because this is a masterstroke. The new villain, a serial killer known only as the New York Ripper, will be played by the legendary, the powerhouse, the absolute titan of acting, Brian Cox. This is brilliant. This is perfect casting on every conceivable level. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Brian Cox is a hugely talented, decorated Scottish actor who brings an unparalleled level of gravitas, intelligence, and pure intimidating power to every single role he inhabits. Many of you will know him, of course, for his iconic Emmy-winning performance as the ruthless media titan Logan Roy in the hit TV show Succession, which, by the way, is my favorite television show of all time. As Logan Roy, he was a master manipulator, a cruel patriarch, a man who could destroy you with a single word or a cold, dead stare. He was a shark in a world of minnows, always 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Now, imagine taking that level of cold, calculating, intellectual brutality and applying it to a serial killer. A man who sees people not as human beings, but as pieces on a chessboard. That is the level of threat Brian Cox brings to the table. Now, many of you in the comic book movie world will know him as the villainous Colonel William Stryker in the fantastic film X2, X-Men United. He was a brilliant, hate-filled antagonist in that movie. But some of you might not know this next part, and this is the deep cut, the piece of cinematic history that makes this casting so poetic and so perfect. That's right. Years before Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar for the role, Brian Cox played Dr. Hannibal Lecter in Michael Mann's gritty 1980s classic, Manhunter, which was the first adaptation of the book Red Dragon. His performance is a masterclass in quiet terror. It is nothing like the more theatrical Hopkins version. Cox's Hannibal is cold, clinical, arrogant, and terrifyingly normal. He is a monster hiding in plain sight, a man whose intellect is his greatest weapon. He doesn't need to raise his voice to make your skin crawl. The fact that they have cast the original Hannibal Lecter to go up against Dexter Morgan is not a coincidence. It is a statement of intent. They are telling us that the villain of Season 2 will not be a physical threat, but a psychological one. An intellectual equal, or perhaps even a superior to Dexter himself. For years, Dexter has been the smartest killer in the room. Now, he's about to face a grandmaster. This is the most exciting and perfect piece of casting this franchise has had since John Lithgow played the Trinity Killer. This brings us to what we can expect from Season 2. We've been told that Dexter Resurrection Season 2 is marked to be the most intense and thrilling season yet, and this casting confirms it. The first season had a brilliant Killer of the Week format, with Dexter infiltrating a club of elite serial killers run by Peter Dinklage's character. It was fantastic, but the threats were varied. This season, it seems they are returning to the classic formula that made the show great. One season, one big bad. A singular, terrifying presence that will haunt Dexter's every move. The New York Ripper moniker itself is brilliant. It evokes the terrifying, real-world horror of infamous serial killers like Son of Sam or Jack the Ripper. It grounds the threat in a gritty, procedural reality that fits the show's tone perfectly. This isn't a flamboyant artist killer. This sounds like a brutal, efficient predator stalking the streets of New York. And just imagine the dynamic. Dexter will be hunting the Ripper, trying to learn his methods, his patterns, all while the Ripper, another brilliant killer, will be operating in his city. It will be a chess match between two masters, and all of this will be happening while Dexter is still dealing with the fallout from Season 1. Let's not forget, he has his son Harrison to worry about. He's trying to teach him the code, to control his own darkness. How does a new, active serial killer in their city complicate that? And he has the surviving members of the Killers Club still out there. Uma Thurman's character, Charlie, is a dangerous loose end. And more importantly, Eric Stonestreet's character, Al, is still alive and knows Dexter only as Red, another member of their club. What happens when Al learns the truth? This new season is shaping up to be a pressure cooker. Dexter will be a man beset on all sides, a new, brilliant nemesis hunting the public, a former ally potentially hunting him, and the constant, ever-present challenge of raising a son who shares his same dark urges. The potential for nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat tension is off the charts. This casting is another massive win for a series that has been on a roll. After the profound disappointment of New Blood, the creative team, led by original showrunner Clyde Phillips, has made all the right moves. They have listened to the fans, they have treated the character with respect, and they have invested in A-list talent to build this new world. Bringing in actors of the caliber of Peter Dinklage, Uma Thurman, and now the legendary Brian Cox proves that the studio is fully committed to making Dexter Resurrection a premier prestige television event. This is the most excited I have been for this franchise since the glory days of Season 4. The board is set for a true battle of wits, a psychological war between two brilliant monsters. October 2026 cannot come fast enough. I am beyond hyped for this. But what do you think? Is Brian Cox the perfect choice to play Dexter's new nemesis? How do you think he will rank against the other great villains of the series, like the Trinity Killer or the Ice Truck Killer? Let me know all your thoughts and your hype levels in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Screen Hollywood, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. I'm Adam, and I'll see you at the movies.